adjournment. And
So
a
moved.
motion would be in order to accept the council meeting agenda as presented.
Okay. It's been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Makowski for approval of the agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Makowski? Yes. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo? Yes. Chair votes yes. Agenda accepted.
2A, approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held March 7th, 2016.
So moved for March 7th, 2016.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held March the 7th, 2016. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski? Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
There were no special meetings that were held on March 7th. There are no petitioners on the agenda. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The chair tonight, don't have anything to report. I just hope that everybody had a nice weekend. And at this time, I'd like to bring up a person that, we all know is a very hardworking young lady, Ms. Jan Lemon.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Clerk, audience. As everyone knows, the Cemetery Board put together a euchre tournament. It was held Friday night. There's so many people that gets involved when you do a project like this that this is when you know who your friends are. I have to start with, if it wouldn't have been for the VFW post 9568 volunteering the hall, we wouldn't even had a start. The commanders, Bob Koski and Second Command Bob Williams, they just allowed us to go in the hall and just do whatever we wanted to do. The cemetery board cannot thank these people enough. It was overwhelming. We sold 100 tickets. 88 people out of the 100 tickets came. The thanks has to start with Maria Lambert, who designed the ticket for us. Bill Crane paid for the tickets for us. Those who donated was overwhelming. Thank you, Mayor Burkroft. Your donation paid for half the food. Thank you. Bill Wadsworth, Linda Choate, Stacy Page won, and she turned around and gave half of her winnings back to me, which was very gracious of her. Celeste, Mrs. Bragg, Mary Dreyer, Carol Bales. Carol Bales made baskets, loaned me card tables, and she's not even here. She just helped in so many ways. Linda McNeil, God bless her. She wanted to be part of this when I started it, so her and her husband had also donated. Dave and Nancy Paul and Linda Collier. Those who loaned me the card tables. Now, I went to their house, got their card table. At the end of the evening, I said to all my dear friends, please take your card table home, and they did. So the hall had to be emptied that evening because at 7 o'clock the next morning, they were starting their pool tournament. So Gordon and Wanda Sylvie, thank you very much. Thank you for just helping me through the whole process. Ray and Debbie James, Mary Oakley, Dan and Carol Bales, Sheldon Chandler, Jim and Sheila Stasik, Mrs. Bragg, John and Lisa Watt. Several of the families from the Oakleys was also involved. And Julie, God bless you, you started me with the tables I needed. We worked hard, it didn't take long. We raised $2,040 in 4-hour period. And it's gonna go a long way toward our gate, and hopefully before fall, we will get that. The bid process is in place, and once that gate goes up there, maybe other people will get inspired to help us with this project. So I cannot thank everybody enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Makowski. Accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo? Yes. Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, council, clerk, audience. Tonight, what I wanted to do is, we've had, we were talking about it earlier today and talking about it yesterday in church, and I think in less than a year, we've had like 4 young people pass suddenly, unplanned deaths. And I don't have any quotes or anything. I just, Mr. Chairman, want to know if we could have just a quick moment just to reflect on that, and in some way maybe we can help change somebody else's mind out there.
Sure.
Thank you. And if I could, Mr. Chairman, I wanted to yield the floor to Mr. Wadsworth for a memorial resolution, if I could.
Thank you very much. Sometimes these are very simple to make when people are, 85 or 90 years old, but this is very difficult. A memorial resolution for Brandon Mann. Somebody will support it. I'll expand on it. He was born and raised in Romulus. In fact, I watched him grow up as a small child on Colbert and over on Tyler Road. He leaves behind his dad, Christopher, and his mother, Heather, and his grandparents, who I knew on a very personal basis, both Mary and Clarence. He was a graduate of the Romulus schools. He played baseball there. And it's very difficult, and I guess if you have faith, the Lord has a plan for everybody. But this is a very difficult one. He was not quite 22 years old, and it was very sudden. And our prayers go out to everybody involved in this.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut for a memorial resolution for Mr. Mann. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I know we had 2 other losses of life that I know the clerk will bring up one later, but just keep those families in your thoughts and prayers, please. I wanted to also have Dennis Davison give an oral report on a few activities going on, if we could. Dennis?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council, Clerk. We had quite a weekend this weekend. Along with Jan's outing at the VFW, which was a sellout. We had our Chamber Comedy Club also on Friday night. On Saturday night, a very successful Mayor's Ball at the Romulus Sheridan. The Comedy Club was at the Romulus Marriott. And also yesterday, St. John's Lodge had a very successful fundraiser. So a lot of good things happened over the weekend. Here's what's coming up this week around Romulus. The Romulus Chamber will have their monthly luncheon tomorrow. The Romulus seniors will have a gathering on Wednesday to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and Easter. Also coming up will be brunch with the Bunny. First of all, on Saturday, March 19th, is the city's annual Easter egg hunt and brunch with the Bunny. And that's only $10, which includes a pancake breakfast craft and your picture with the bunny before the hunt. You must pre-register by this Thursday, the 17th. The community Easter egg hunt, it will be held in the field behind the Romulus Senior Center, is free and open for ages 11 and under. The hunt begins promptly at noon. But you have to make sure you get there early to get lined up, because those eggs go quick and those kids have a lot of fun. We have a few hundred who will come out for that. Our St. Patrick's Day themed fundraising event at the Romulus Progressive Hall is also on Saturday, March the 19th, from 7 p.m. till midnight. Tickets are $10 per person and are available at the door. Proceeds raised will benefit a city employee, Bill Gibson, who is battling cancer, and also for his family. And if you aren't able to attend but like to donate, please visit www.gofundme.com/Bill Gibson. For more information on the fundraiser, please call 734-942-7571. You can stay connected with us on our website, romulusgov.com, and like us on Facebook, .com/City of Romulus, or watch our weekly news show on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com. Many more events coming up in April, which we will address, but we're just showing once again that Romulus is a great place to come to, not go through. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. One last comment on the mayor's ball, just for the public that doesn't know. I want to thank Mayor Connolly from Belleville. We have a Romulus Club at Wick, and we have a Belleville Club, that's a Donahue Club in an elementary in Belleville. We work together as an advisory board. This was a mayor's ball to raise proceeds for Boys and Girls Club. So we had record attendance, we had record revenue, we raised thousands of dollars. I don't have the exact number yet, but it was a great event. And the cool thing is, all those proceeds will go to help kids out. So Rob McLaughlin was our chairperson of the event. Oh my God, he put so much into it. It was a top-notch event, and there's still a benefit from it. We're going to have it next year. Try to do it a little earlier next year. We'll do it in February, so you'll hear more about that. But you know, Rob did a great job. Joe Cavell, who's our director, she had her team there, her staff there volunteering time. Check in and check out went very smooth. The schools are there supporting it. Just a great event. So anybody who was involved, we had a lot of people just all hands on deck that volunteered to make it a fun time. So if you were involved, thank you. You helped some kids out. Tonight, I just have a few items under my regular report, if I could, Mr. Chairman. The first one's really just to concur with the administration and approve the reappointment of Reverend William Kren and Al Hinman to the DDA board. Those terms are to expire December 31st of 19.
So moved.
Support.
A motion by Mr. McCoskey, supported by Mr. Kraut, to concur with the administration and approve the reappointments of Reverend William Crane and Al Hinman to the DDA board, terms to expire on December the 31st, 2019. Ms. McCoskey?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Council. Next up is a request to award bid ITB 15/16-16, and that's to Jack Doheny Companies for the acquisition of a sewer inspection video camera system. That's for DPW. The amount is $8,898, and those funds have been budgeted for out of the sewer fund capital outlay.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for bid 15/16-16 for a sewer inspection camera.
Support.
A motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, to award it ITB 15/16-16 to Jack Doheny Companies for the acquisition of a sewer inspection video camera system for the Department of Public Works in the amount of $8,898. Any discussion?
Yes, please.
Yes, Ms. McCoskey.
Just one question. I'm not
Yes.
sure if we've got, does Roberto need to
Yeah,
come up?
Roberto's here if you need be.
Okay, yeah, I see that we selected the third lowest bidder. And I was curious about, it wasn't, I mean, I could see the pricing, of course, but the benefits, the reason for selecting the third lowest, or the one that was, yeah, third lowest, was, as they had closer servicing. So I was just wondering about the criteria, just making sure that if we're saying that's the tiebreaker, you know, they're all within $100 of each other. If that's the tiebreaker, I just wonder, we should put that criteria as part of our sourcing criteria, I was thinking. So what am I missing out of this?
You know, I'll be honest with you, I didn't prepare the bid spec, and I can't speak that there wasn't a exclusion in location or some type of documentation or language that spoke to the location, but when the bids did come in, as mentioned in Keith's cover letter, there was an out-of-state bid that he felt that it wouldn't behoove us to try and purchase with the lower cost due to shipment and if there's any type of warranty work. And that was also the case for the second low biddest, or bidder. But if council would like, I can look into the exact bid spec to see what was drafted in there in regards to that.
No, I was just curious. I wanted to make sure I understood fully what happened with the bids, just to make sure I was clear.
Yep.
So that's,
Essentially, they were the location.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Makowski,
yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Item C is a request to award ITB 15/16-14, and that's to the only bidding company, Contractors Connection, for the acquisition of a hydraulic post driver and gas power unit for the DPW, $9,514. Those funds are budgeted and available from major and local streets for maintenance.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms.
I'll make
Abdo.
that motion to award ITB bid 15/16-14 to the only bidding company, Contractors Connection.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to bid award ITB 15/16-14 to the only bidding company, Contractors Connection. Any discussion? Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Makowski.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Last item is D, and that's just to authorize payment for Senior Alliance 2016 fiscal year match for the 2015 statistics in the amount of $1,838.
So moved.
It's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Choate, to authorize a payment for the Senior Alliance's 2016 fiscal year match for 2015 statistics in the amount of $1,838. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth. Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. That concludes my report.
Thank you.
6A is the clerk's report. Under line item 6A1, for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 15/16-16, General Fund. This budget amendment was introduced at the council meeting of March 7th, 2016.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 15/16-16, General Fund.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for second reading and final adoption of the Budget Amendment 15/16-16, General Fund, which was introduced at the council meeting on March the 7th. Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Makowski.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
6A2, for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 15/16-17, Motor Vehicle. This budget amendment was introduced at the council meeting of March 7th, 2016.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Abdo, for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 15/16-17, Motor Vehicle, and this was introduced again at the council meeting on March the 7th. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Mr. Chair and Council, before I close out my report, I just have a couple of comments I would like to make. The first one is, I want to go back to the euchre tournament, and I know Ms. Lemon so graciously acknowledged and thanked everyone for their participation, but I would like to just acknowledge Jan Lemon for her hard work. She's very, passionate about the cemetery and making it a great place that we can all be proud of in our city, and she worked really, really hard for this event, and it was a success. So thank you, Ms. Lemon, for all of your work. just want to acknowledge that. Secondly, you know, just too many of these, I want to ask for a memorial resolution for a Mac Green. Mr. Green, I don't know if you all heard about the fire this past Friday on Niagara. It was the resident, Mr. Green, lost his life in that fire, but his wife, Karen Barbie Green, is an election worker, and she's been working for the city of Romulus in elections for I think when Councilwoman Choate was clerk, and so she came in today, and just, I don't even know how she's standing, just for, it's a tragic situation, but if council would oblige by adopting a memorial resolution in honor of Mr. Mac Green.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I would like
Ms.
to
Choate.
make the motion that we adopt a memorial resolution in honor of Matt Green.
Support.
it's been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Abdo for memorial resolution for Mr. Matt Green. Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
Thank you, council. And one last item. Last week was the election, and council, I provided a post-election report for you. It was a very busy election. There's always hiccups during an election, but I just wanted to kind of cover a couple of things, concerns that residents had. One of the things was the signage, the poor signage at the middle school. We were able to address it. We had to move the entrance to the building and at the middle school, which involved precincts 1, 7, and 10. And that was because school was in session. We didn't want to disrupt classes, and also safety was a concern. So, you know, we had to direct the voters to enter through the back of the building. But kudos to DPW. They jumped on it right away and provided more signage to direct voters. Also, another concern were the long lines. During these elections, typically or traditionally are usually a very low voter turnout. And we, we prepared for at least 20%. We figured because of all the media and things that this election we would, probably have a little more. And so that's what we were anticipating, about 20%. So, but instead of a voter turnout, instead of that turnout, we were up by 21.87%. So in total, we had 5,940 voters turn out on election day. And so our workers were got a little frazzled there because there were long lines. And the other thing I want to point out with this election was a little different than others because we had 3 ballots. The state gives us guidelines how we have to process those ballots. Each of those ballots have different ballot numbers, different sequence numbers, and so, the workers had their hands full making sure they were issuing the correct ballot, that they were entering the correct number. So it did take a little bit longer at the processing table, and, voters were a little antsy about it, but we were able to process all of our voters, and also, in some communities, they were running out of ballot, and so our election workers were very proactive. They said, hey, we're opening up the last pack and we've got a long line. So we called Wayne County and we were able to provide those extra ballots so we would not have to run out of ballots and voters have to wait. So again, I just kind of want to point that out, all of those little issues that did come up, we were able to address those issues. And just want to say if this election, if this is any indication of what we're gonna have to be faced with come November. We have already started planning for November because we are anticipating a very large voter turnout for this election year. So with that, in closing, I just want to thank a few people. When you're putting election, it requires collaborative effort from a lot of departments and a lot of people. First, I'd like to thank the clerk's office staff. Everyone worked hard and we worked as a team and we got the job done. So thank you to all of the clerk's office staff, to the DPW staff. The guys were great, got all the equipment out there, made sure the signage was there, and they delivered our equipment in one piece. To the superintendent, Margie McAnally, and also to the elementary, middle school principals. We all worked collaboratively, making sure that, again, that schools and classrooms were not disrupted. To Andy over at the RAC, to Mayor Burcroft and his administrative staff. They were very supportive and very helpful, so thank you, Mayor Burcroft. To our city treasurer, she was there helping support. To Dennis Davison, he was the person that had to drive to Wayne County to pick up those extra ballots. So thank you, Dennis, for that. And we called him last minute. We called Julie and says, hey, we have an issue. Can we borrow Dennis? So thank you, Dennis, for that. To all of our election workers, precinct workers, the AV County Board, Receiving Board, I would like to acknowledge them because they really put in hours. Some of them didn't even get a chance to get lunch or breaks because it was just nonstop. So I really want to thank them and their commitment and service. Also to the Romulus Police Department, because someone has to escort me after everything is closed down Wayne County to turn in all of the election materials. And also shout out to Kevin Kraus. He was there kind of helping that precinct close down. And then to the senior center staff, we held our training at the senior center. So it's a collaborative effort from everyone. We've all worked, we work as a team here at City Hall, and I just want to thank everyone again for your support in this year's 2016 presidential primary election. And with that, I will close my report.
Mr. Barden,
Yes.
a
Mr.
question to
Wadsworth.
the clerk. The next election is November. There's nothing here.
August.
Oh, there is something in
That'll be a
August.
primary election, so you'll be voting for your state
State
and
list.
judge, right.
It's a
your
state
judges,
level in
state,
August.
right, and
Okay,
county,
fine.
county executive, and so it's judges and things, and I believe your state Congress on the federal level, state and federal level in August.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms.
You're
Bragg.
welcome. There is no treasurer report. Number 7, public comment, and this is a portion on our agenda that's set aside for those of you in the audience for comments that you may have. If you would like to have comments, please raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by our chair, approach the podium, state your name and your address, and we ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. Please note, if you need additional time beyond the 3 minutes, it must be approved or granted by our chair. And with that, we do not have any written request.
Okay. Yes. Ms. Miller.
Charles Miller, 11439 St. Aloysius, Romulus, Michigan. Been here since 1946. She beats me by a couple of years. As you know, I made the statement that Romulus is a place to go through, not a place to go to, and I went through it today. I went shopping. I went to Taylor. I went to 2 furniture stores. I went to the Donut Castle. I had a donut. I went to the Harley-Davidson dealer and bought a few parts for my Harley-Davidson. I went to a lot of places down there. What people don't understand when I say it's a place to go through instead of a place to go to is that each succeeding administration has looked down their nose at the downtown. If they were really serious about it, it was been tore up 3 times within 15 years. If there was indeed a business there, they may have been driven out simply because they were unable to do business. The downtown looks fine. I like the way it looks, don't like the parking at all, neither does anybody else. But they'll learn to get along with it. But the deal is, if you're really interested in the downtown, which apparently there's not much interest in it. Now you can say, oh yes there is, because we redid it. You redid it without businesses. So you got to go through it to go do your business. If you're really interested in the downtown becoming something worthy of having, turn it into a tax-free zone. Allow the people down there a little breath as they try to continue. We're losing another long-standing major business down there. You'll soon find out who it is. And a brew pub is not going to replace it. But yes, indeed, Romulus is a place to go through, not to go to. As we continue to do all the fluff of all these great activities that we have within the community, I appreciate those. They're wonderful. They give people opportunity. But you continue to do that to take away the idea that the downtown is dead. It's not on life support. It's dead. As we do all these great things, and I appreciate those. Once again, I digress here. But if you're going to say that Romulus is a place to go to, then do something about it. Because right now, that nice, fine road is going through. Thanks.
Any other comments from the audience? Yes, Ms. Payne.
Hey, Tina Talley, 34937 Wick Road, Mayor, Chairman, Council, elected clerk. I never get it right, but anyway, I just want to say, first of all, just again, thank you, everybody, just for all the work that's done in Romulus. I like the fluff, whatever you want to call it. I like it. So I just want to say this to everything that's going on around us. I will continue to believe it's on the upswing. It's a process to everything. I know for the last several years it's been on the upswing, and everything, there's things that take time. So I just want to just commend everybody for their hard work. I want to also say a special shout out to everybody who did vote last week. It was amazing, the turnout. I want to say thank you to the people who voted yes on the millage. It didn't pass, but I'm so encouraged by the people who came out and voted yes. I'm encouraged. So it's a process to everything. There's no perfect entity. The only perfect person I know is Jesus. That's all the perfect person I know. I'm not perfect. City's not perfect. Nobody's perfect but Jesus. So as we continue to work together as a community, all the good stuff, the teamwork that I see here, the community, it's a wonderful thing. I'll take the fluff all day. As we continue to work on the other stuff, it'll come. Amen? Amen. Have a good evening.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Talley.
I had a good time at the Mayor's Ball. Very great event, good cause, good everything.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Talley. Any other comments from the audience? Yes, Ms. Lemon.
Mr. Miller is definitely right. I've been here a little bit longer than him. I was here when there was 2 drugstores, 2 party stores, a car dealer's, a department store, a dime store, a grocery store. But you know, I look at that, that's history. There's nothing we can do about it. Time has moved on. A paint store that I have went to for 40 years went out of business because Lowe's and Home Depot put him out of business. You cannot compete with the big chains. I'm sorry there's nothing downtown. I'm lucky, I'm capable to get in my car and go and get what I have to get, but that's not gonna move me out of my town. I love Romulus and I'm staying here.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Any other comments from the audience? No more comments. We'll close that part out.
Number 8 is unfinished business.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
Just
Mr.
a couple things under unfinished business, and we all know this, but more for the people at home. Downtown's important, and the concept of a tax-free zone, this body, nor do I have any authority to waive taxes. That's done at the state level. The one thing we have worked on with Vantagepoint is the state legislature allowed us to offer incentives to people from the Metro and Willow Run corridor that ties to transportation. That's hence the Spirit Airline project that we brought in. So we don't have that authority. One thing I do want to mention about downtown and the businesses, we have to support them. So we can't turn back the clock, like Ms. Lemon said, but the businesses that are there, I try to support them all but one, downtown. But we try to support them, because if not, then they have to make an investment in their business. They have to pay people. So I think it's an important point. We have donut shops in Romulus. We have places where you can get parts. If we do get business, you got to support it. I've told you before, working hard on the grocery store. When they come back, try to support them rather than drive to Taylor, rather than drive to Belleville or Canton. So, it's easy to say, it's tough to do. I think we do have some opportunity downtown. I'm not saying we're going to get back to where we had 2 drugstores and some of those others. I've never made those false promises, but we're trying to develop and incur economic growth in that area. Show me one other community in southeast Michigan that spent $5 million now on street and streetscape. By the way, the layout of that design is meant for walking traffic by design. It's not made for drive-through traffic. So, that was part of the design of the old historic area. We actually have a net gain in parking spots. There's some misunderstanding with that. So we have spent money, we're working hard to bring business there, but once we do, please support it. That's all I ask, because if not, we have no one to blame but ourselves. And I think we do have a neat character of that historic area. I think a lot of times people don't even know we have a downtown when I'm telling them about downtown. So, we're working hard to build it up. I just wanted to make a couple of those points when people talk about and refer to our downtown. I think it has some real character. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Wadsworth?
And I agree with everything that the mayor said, but Mayor, the supermarket is still moving forward as far as we're concerned?
Yes, it is.
And
I don't have a date. I can't give you a date. I'd be giving
the
you a
other
false
question,
date.
I
Yes.
got a call about the little party store. If you look in the window now, it looks like it's a store set up to open. What's going on with that? Or is that the stuff came out of the supermarket?
Are you talking about the one next to the drugstore?
Yeah, it used to be Romulus Appliances written
Yeah,
above.
my understanding was that they have some plans for that building, but I don't know to what extent, so.
I mean, it's stocked if you looked in with merchandise.
It's tied to I believe the same owner as the drugstore.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Is there any more unfinished business? Number 9 is new business. Number 10 is communication.
Judge.
Yes. Ms. Abdo?
Hi, good evening. I would just like to announce that the Romulus High School National Honor Society will be sponsoring their Chad Tough initiative again this year. This is a bowling fundraiser. If you don't want to bowl, we'll still take your donation. I have a lot of people tell me, I don't bowl, I don't. Buy a ticket and I'll give it to a needy kid to come bowl. All the money that we raise, this is that they have chosen to adopt their initiative, goes to a foundation called the Chad Tough Foundation, which basically the foundation is dedicated to finding a cure for pediatric cancer. So that will be April 10th, and I want to thank the Romulus Lanes for agreeing to host this for us. And I have tickets. You can contact me here at school, or I have them with me all the time if you'd like to buy. If you would just like to come by, if you don't want to buy a ticket, but you want to come by, we'll have a lot of basket raffles that hopefully you can bid on. And that's April 10th. It's a Sunday afternoon. Bowling starts at 4 o'clock.
Thank you.
The tickets are $20. Thanks, Ms. Lemon.
Thank you, Ms. Abdo.
11A for approval is warrant 16-05.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Choate?
I'd like to make a motion that we pay warrant 16-05 in the following amounts. General Fund, $100,850.34. Major Street Fund, $49,449.06. Local Street Fund, $5,161.81. Cable TV, $189.57. Street Lighting Fund, $44,006.03. Employee Activity, $562.55. Rubbish Collection, $77,927.88. CDBG, $7.31. 911 Service Fund is $12,119.82. Law Enforcement is $1,904.36. Narcotics forfeiture fund for the state is $1,140.22. Library fund, $2,608.57. DDA, $2,173.30. Tifa District 2, $274,918.13. 2014 capital improvement bonds, $260. Tifa Vining Road construction, $14,940.25. Water and sewer fund, $388,843.03. Motor vehicle fund, $17,503.99. Technology services, $46,616.64. Retirees insurance benefits, $151,853.84. Property and liability self-insurance fund, $3,142.26. Revolving fund, $10,240.25. Current tax, $4,638,155.37. Payroll fund, $250,533.17, for a grand total of $6,095,107.82.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Choke, supported by Mr. Kraut, to pay warrant number 16-05 for $6,095,107.82. Ms. Choke?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, warrant number 16-05 will be paid.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr.
And then we have the next warrant, warrant 16-05E. That's to pay the election workers who worked this past Tuesday on the election. And out from the general fund, it's $10,455.
Support.
In motion by Ms. Choke, supported by Mr. Kraut, to pay warrant number 16-05E for $10,455. Ms. Choke?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, and warrant 16-053E will be paid.
Number 12 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
In motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.